start filming. Because we're going to do it.
We're doing it.
We are doing just a ref, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. All right, so...
So what's that you're grabbing there?
This is the... well, it's a reference blank. This is the 12-inch disc. It's not a... The master disc is a little bigger, but it's the same material. It's the high-quality material.
Just 2 inches smaller, huh?
Yep, just smaller. Just kind of simulates the final record.
And what's this ancient piece of technology over here?
Well, you know, it's actually a combination of things that are relatively new and things that are vintage. A lot of certain upgrades, because the whole system rides on a cushion of air. So if I move this up and down, you see the whole lathe is on air. If you can hear that, if you can hear the air.
You can see here too. How it's separated.
It's separated the floor also. But these tables were used for electronic microscopes. But it's a perfect thing for us because we're on a second floor here, and it would create a lot of vibration if we didn't have it. So, but it's a phase lock drive motor and special bearing structure, and a lot of things have been changed on it. But the original lathe is from the 50s, 1950s. But that's just the casting. That's all we're using. Yeah, and then there's Rudy Van Gelder.
Classic.
One of the old pioneers.
Here's the negative vinyl that gets sucked up.
That's right. Okay, so, but one thing I realized is I have to hook the, I have to hook the cutter in here. And might wanna
We've got a little bit of a unique setup today, huh?
Yeah, this one, well, if you look over there, the vacuum tube cutting system, this cutting system actually was used at Contemporary Records, which is a very famous West Coast jazz label. And these amplifiers came out of that studio. Actually, they were used for a lot of kind of historic recordings. But and we have a special hookup here because we're going direct into that lathe
No board for you.
right from the tape machine. Very good.
So is it mainly jazz that gets cut on the tube lathe, or
Well, classical too.
classical too?
Yeah, mainly that though. Yeah. If it's rock or real hard-edged stuff, like even the dance stuff where they want them really loud, the reserve power on a tube amplifier isn't as good as a solid-state one, and it's harder to get just high power period on tubes. But for jazz, it's perfect.
This is jazz.
Yeah. So here we go. Get this thing. We have to make sure we don't have any static here. So we do this in order to neutralize any static. Clean the stylus and all that. Make sure the parameters are right. Yeah. And we should be okay to go. Levels are set. We're coming right from this tube preamp. This is a tube preamp that we build.
Yeah, it looks pretty custom.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of hand-built stuff here. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Let's get this going. Yeah, that's good. So now we're cutting. Looks good.
So what are you looking for when you're looking in the microscope?
Well, I have to make sure that the groove is the right size, you know, and it's a little hard to tell on this music because there's a lot of stereo information, so the groove is varying in size a lot because there's different things on each channel, and there's a certain amount of phase shift because of that. There's an interaction going on, so the lathe is cutting a lot of vertical, what we call vertical information, so it's moving up and down a lot, so the groove, the width that I can see under the microscope is varying quite a bit, but you know, I have a pretty good idea if I'm in the right. I don't have to be perfect. The computer takes care of most of it.
Right. Don't you, computer? Don't you?
Yep. Computer is very handy.
Well, I'll leave you to it. Cutting the rest of this ref. We're going to ship it out to Jerome and see if he likes it. And go from there.
Very good.
Thanks, Bernie.
Sure thing.